Hello Year 6 and welcome to the flipped classroom, where you learn at home and come to school to practice instead of the other way around. Today we are talking about angles. Nope. Angles. Why would we talk about angles in maths? Now, this is the sort of angle we will be looking at. Not just these angles, where you measure the inside, although we will be doing a little bit of that, but we're measuring the outside angles, because I want to know how far I can bend over backwards. Some of you might not know that I'm actually an Olympic gymnast. That is a true fact that I did not just make up. And when we're measuring the outside bit, which is almost a full circle. All that's missing from the full circle is this little slice in here. Someone took a slice out of my cake. This is cake. So we're finding out how much of this cake was eaten by Pac-Man. Look at him, he's so evil. Stop eating my cake, Pac-Man! Also, trim your eyebrows. The first thing you need to know, and this will come in handy later, is what 90 degrees looks like. Oh, that's terrible, 90 degrees. Oh, what? Okay, it's hard to draw. Maybe I should use a ruler with this thing. 90 degrees, and it's a perfect corner. That's pretty good. Usually, there's a little box in there to tell you that it's 90 degrees. This equals 90 degrees. That's what 90 degrees looks like. When you're measuring, you might need to know that to see which row of numbers on our protractors to use. Because on our protractors, the things that we measure angles with, there are usually two rows of numbers, one going from smallest to biggest this way, and then on the inside another set going from smallest to biggest this way. So we need to know which one to look at. If we have an angle that looks like this is the starting line, and then it's about this big, an angle like this, we know that that is less than 90 degrees. And sometimes we have an angle that's wider than that. Both start in the same place, but this one goes out here, and that is more than 90 degrees. Okay? Knowing how to tell which is which will come in handy later. Okay, so I'd like you to write a cheat sheet at home and bring it in to use at school. Cheat sheet. Because there's a couple of steps to measuring angles that we're going to need, because we're not measuring the inside, we're measuring these outside angles. Okay, that's important to know. So, the first step, let's give you an angle like this. A cake that has a slice taken out of it. When you're measuring, you're going to need to know where to put your protractor. And I can't put a protractor on the screen really, except maybe... Oh no, that's not a protractor. We could pretend a little bit. Not really. You have to line up the bottom of your protractor. There'll be a line on it. This is my squiggly protractor. Like that. That goes along the bottom line of the angle. Your protractor looks like this. Whoa, a bit wiggly. And there is a little point in here which you need to line up with that corner. Okay, I'm sure you've done that before. Then, with all these little numbers along here, the different angles that there are, you see which one matches up closely, and in the book they'll match up pretty perfectly. You'll see that there. And we know, I hope you will be able to tell by looking, that this angle, have a think to yourself, is it less than or more than 90 degrees? 90 degrees, is it smaller on this side or bigger coming over that side? You can see it's coming over here, it's smaller. So you would read the row of numbers that is smaller than 90 degrees. So we'll say that's around 80 degrees. You've just found out this slice, how much was missing from the cake. You just found out that that is 80 degrees. Have a think for a second. how are you going to figure out what the other angle on the outside is? This is one whole cake and 80 degrees is missing. How are you going to work out what's left? It's with this piece of information. I'm going to choose a nice pink color. This information is that a whole circle is 360 degrees. And if we take away what's missing, the 80 degrees, we will find out what's left, this angle over here. So 360 minus 80 is 280 degrees. So we just solved that problem. Step number 1 was to check if less than 90 degrees, less or more or less. Second step is to minus that angle from the whole cake, 360 degrees. And there is no third step. You might put in step 0, line up protractor. Okay. Let's do one more example. Here is my angle. First step, step 0 on your cheat sheet. Is it less than or more than 90 degrees? And I know it's a squiggly drawing, but I'm going to say that's slightly more than 90 degrees. Slightly more. So that when we put our purple protractor on it, we are reading the right set of numbers, more than 90 degrees. So I'm going to say that's a little bit more. We would read on this row of numbers 95 degrees, say. Now that we've measured that angle, what is the next step? The last step in the cheat sheet? Minus from 360 degrees. Oh no, I'm going to have to actually do maths here. This isn't what I expected. Line them up properly, include my operation. Can't take away from 0, so I regroup some 10s. 10 take away 5 is 5. Can't do that, got to regroup again. 15 take away 9, 6, and then we're left with the 2. 265 degrees. I'm pretty proud of myself. There we go. So, you worked out the inner angle after you lined up the protractor. You chose the right row to read from, and then you minus from 360 degrees. Very well done. So tomorrow, year 6, bring in your cheat sheet with these steps. Number 1, protractor on the bottom line, lined up like a soldier. Number 2, in blue. Is the angle bigger? The inside angle I'm talking about, the little one. Less or more than 90 degrees. And number 3, in green. Minus inside angle from what? Your face. From 360 degrees. And that will give you, let me give you a quick diagram. We're starting off with the protractor on the bottom line, measuring this inside angle, which is less than 90 degrees, to take away from the outside, which was 360 degrees. And that is how you do that. So that is my goal for your work tomorrow when you come in and do the work with me. is to remember this step, minus the inside angle from the 360 degrees, because that's going to be one that I think some people will forget. So that's my goal. Remember. Thanks, Year 6. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.